Powered by Riverside.
It's the Dynasty front office, and we are building you championships one trade at a time.
I'm your host, Mike Casper, and tonight we are doing the 2026 Rookie Profile Prospect Something of the Week. I said that backwards. How are you guys doing? You ready to talk some rookies?
Yeah, Mike. Excited for this one.
I'm literally reading it off the show sheet, and I read it backwards. So here we go.
Dyslexia is not a joke. I'm sorry.
It's not a joke, Jim. All right. So we're going to do Jordyn Tyson tonight. He is a wide receiver from Arizona State, 21 years old, 6'2", 200 pounds. He is in his fourth year of college, though he did spend his second year injured and did not record a stat. This last year, he had 61 receptions for 711 yards and 8 touchdowns. Also had 1 rushing TD. And in 2024, he had 75 catches for 1,101 yards and 10 touchdowns. So much better year last year than this year. But Jesse, what do the listeners need to know about Jordyn Tyson?
Oh man, I'm so excited about this guy, and I realize that I have said that about every single guy that we've talked about so far. These have all been top of the class.
Yeah, because we do the top guys. That's what happens.
Yeah, it's a nice top of the class, but this is the one that I'm most excited for. I'm not saying he's the best in the class. He's the one I'm most excited for. So I've said it before. You guys know that I have a type, and this is my type. This is
your JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
Oh my goodness!
This is Jalen Reagor.
Jalen Reagor? No,
Jalen
Reagor.
Yeah. We'll get into comps later, but this is a big, smooth route running receiver. This guy will get open against. I'm doing better on the route.
I like it, man.
I like it now.
Love the effort.
I've been paying attention to all the other podcasts I'm listening to, and they all say route. So nobody says route.
Imagine why.
I'm the only one that says route.
Interesting.
Unless you listen to like a cedar or sycamore podcast where they're talking about trees, I don't think you're going to hear many routes discussed.
Okay. But if you want a wide receiver that is a technician, he's an Ohio State guy. I'm sorry, Arizona State guy, but he looks like an Ohio State guy. He's that kind of player, smooth, going to get open against man coverage, going to get all kinds of separation. The hands are excellent. He does actually have some yak ability. It didn't really show up this year that much, but Austin, did you do your homework? The homework assignment that I gave you on Jordyn Tyson?
No, I mean, I did what I'm supposed to do for this segment, yes, but I don't remember what the homework.
I asked you to watch one game from 2024.
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay, so did you see they were throwing him bubble screens?
Well, it was 23, but yeah, because he didn't play last year.
Right, okay, my bad.
I'm talking he didn't play in 23. He played 24, right?
Yeah, he didn't play in 23.
23,
right.
okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
It was 24.
Okay.
Yes, I did watch.
Okay. So they would throw him bubble screens and he would run for first down. So there is yak ability. He's got that game in him. So that really, I like that a lot out of a rookie wide receiver because that'll get him production right away, right off the bat. But he's got every level to his game. The only downside to him is top end speed. You know, he's not going to be a 4.4 guy. He's going to be more like a 4.5 guy. But with the way he runs his routes, especially his deeper routes, he does still get open, and he tracks the ball extremely well. He just said he's 6'2", so he's a bigger version of this technician than we usually see. Those guys are usually 6 foot and under. So really twitchy, really knows how to set guys up. Like I said, he's a technician, and I love it. We'll get into comps later, I guess, but this is exactly the type of receiver that I like. I think he could be a number one at the top of his ceiling. I think he's got the highest ceiling in this class.
Okay. Austin, what do you think some of his greatest attributes are? Anything different from what Jesse said?
No, hands would be the number one for me.
Okay.
I actually didn't think he was great against man, but I thought he was really good against zone. Yakability for his size is solid, like he said. Does stack corners really well, and uses his leverage at the top of routes well. So for that, like he's saying, at that size, that's nice to see. But no, I'm gonna let Chad go before I be the Debbie Downer in this group.
But he gets off the line really well. Steps on
Yeah.
corner's toes, eats up that cushion really fast.
Yeah, he does. Chad, what you got?
All
for
right,
me?
Chad, what are some good attributes that you've seen?
Yeah, so he's an explosive player. It's really route running's awesome, really smooth. The one thing that I really like about him is you don't really see the contested catch targets at all. I mean, I think for this year, his contested catch targets, I think he might have had like 7 all year. And that's targets. And it's just because when he's open, right? He just gets separation from his route tree alone, which I really like for the type of player he is. The one thing that is a little interesting to me is that the production kind of dropped from 24 to 25, and I kind of lean more towards that being a little bit of what he was asked to do, where they moved him out of the slot essentially and made him play out wide a bunch more this season. And maybe he did suffer a little bit there. We saw yards per route run go down. We saw, ADOT go down. We saw just almost across the board, everything go down a little bit. Not a ton, but a little bit. And then just the overall counting stats also went down. So I'd like to see him in an offense where they use him a little bit more with a little bit more versatility. And I mean, weaknesses, I think Austin kind of touched on it, right? The hands, I mean, they're not great. They're maybe average, right? A little bit of body catching. He did do a lot better. That's the one thing he did a lot better in this season, was he dropped a lot less balls than he did in 24, which is good to see. But yeah, I mean, he's got to stay healthy. That's the big thing. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's the big downside to him is all the injuries, soft tissue injuries. That's a problem until it's not, though.
Yeah,
with a lot of guys.
Well, for where you have to take him in this class, it's something you definitely have to think of. I'll be the Debbie Downer now. I haven't done much. So he is the highest ceiling receiver in this class. I do agree with that statement, but he's also the biggest bust potential in the first round of receivers for me.
Why is
In
that?
the entire first round, or do you mean just like the top 3?
First round receivers?
First round, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And
You
part
think-
of that's because
so
I don't
do
have
you-
the
do you
ceiling
count-
for these other guys, like Bell and Surratt and Boston. I don't see the same ceiling. So I just don't see him. I see him becoming a gadget guy, a power slot guy that can be, that if he's not in the right offense, he's not going to get used the way he does. He needs to succeed. That's my worry.
What were you going to say, Chad?
No, I was just going to say that I was, I guess, just talking about the guys that he kind of mentioned, Surratt, Bell, Boston, if he was seeing those guys as first round, caliber players, because some people don't, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming they go in the rookie first right now, currently.
Yeah, and that was the thing, too. I didn't know if you were talking about NFL first or rookie first, because I think out of those guys, probably David Boston may be the one that's more likely to go in NFL first round.
NFL first.
But,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's tough. I think he's a little bit more versatile than you're probably giving him credit for, but I mean, I can see where you're seeing some deficiencies in his game. I don't know. I mean, I see enough athleticism there to where he's going to be able to play in the NFL at worst as a wide receiver too, a steady wide receiver too, that can be used in multiple different ways. That's just how I see him, and I think that's like the absolute floor.
Yeah, so I disagree that he's pigeonholed as a big slot. He can be moved around the formation, no problem. I think he can play all over the formation. The downside for him, besides injury, to me would be like the way Jerry Jeudy didn't translate. I see them as similar types of players.
Ugh.
Oh man, no,
I don't want him.
not nearly a route runner.
Not nearly.
No, No. Not for me, at least. Not any game I watched. I mean, he does, like I said, he does good at stacking the corner to get his leverage. But Jerry Jeudy is one of the best route runners in the NFL. He just doesn't have the hands to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's probably the best route running profile that I can remember, in the recent.
I mean, Amari Cooper would be another one. Like Cooper's route running coming out of college was absurd.
Yeah.
But Jeudy was so good using his body to fake leverage. Like, to me, Tyson's just a good route runner. Like,
yeah, okay.
Like, I think that's fine. But analytically, he didn't do very good against man, which that size player you would think would succeed against man.
Yeah, I didn't look at analytics, but I mean,
they're not good against man.
My eyes told me that he was just open all the time. I mean,
I don't know if teams ran a lot of zone, because I agree. Like, watching the tape, I felt like he was open quite often.
Yeah.
But looking at the analytics side of things, like, it's under 2 yards per route run against man and almost 3 against zone.
And I have to tell you that I think Denzel Boston, if we can go back to him for a sec, if you don't talk about bust potential, that's the one for me that scares the crap out of me.
I mean, there's a lot outside of the top 3 for me.
He's the one that's really huge bust potential because of the speed.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see where Tyson does speed wise. Like, I brought up the J-Jaw thing kind of as a joke, but they did kind of remind me of each other coming out of college.
Really?
Yeah. I think Tyson's a better player, but the profiles are similar for me.
But J-Jaw didn't actually do anything well coming out of college.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he was a pretty good blocker.
Wow. I mean, the one thing that I would say is if you're just watching 24, then I think you're seeing a little bit more, or you're getting a little bit more concerned about, is he a player that can play outside of the slot? Is he athletic enough to play outside the slot? In the NFL. But I think this season, even though, like I said, he wasn't as statistically impressive as he was in 24, this season he didn't really play in the slot that much. I think he was below 25%. And he was still able to be a productive, player that looked the part. So
he looked
that's
like
the part.
Real deal outside receiver.
Yeah. So that's for me. This season answered a lot of questions. But yeah, for me, it's still just health and the hands.
Who would, if we compare him to last year's class, who would you take Jordyn Tyson ahead of, and maybe who would you take him behind? Thinking last year's rookies.
I mean, he's after T-Mac and Hunter for sure.
Okay.
He's ahead of Hunter.
I don't even count Hunter anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, we did prospect profile. I'm thinking about it as a prospect, not what we've seen 1 year in, and what we've learned 1 year in.
You'd have him ahead of Ibuka, though?
I probably wouldn't because of the injuries. That would terrify me. Just like it does.
Yeah, I have him comfortably ahead of
Ibuka.
Okay.
Yeah. But behind Tet, knowing what I know now, as prospects, pretty similar. I might have Tyson a little bit above.
Above Tet?
Maybe. But pretty similar.
I'd probably have him just behind, but like not super far behind. Like if
I would make a strong argument against that.
If Tet was coming out this year and somebody took either one of them first, I wouldn't, balk at it. So
where do you guys see him going in rookie drafts, and is there maybe a particular landing spot that might get you more excited than another?
He's going to go top 5, assuming in rookie drafts, assuming the NFL, like, his medical's clear.
Okay.
If his medical's clear, he's going to get like top 10 NFL draft capital. He's likely to get it.
Really?
In my opinion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. 3 to 6.
3 to 6 in rookie drafts. Okay.
Yeah. I see him as bigger JSN. Not quite as smooth. The thing about JSN is he's just so smooth. His head never moves. Like if you picture running at full speed and your head just doesn't move at all, that's the type of smoothness that JSN has. But Tyson isn't quite there, but it's that type of player, and at his ceiling, it would be that type of usage.
I personally don't think he's a slow player by any means. Like I think he's going to test fairly well. I know Austin has some doubts about his athletic ability.
Well, that was Jesse that said that part. I didn't
I just think
hear anything about that.
I just think he's more like high 4.4s to 4.5.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah,
high 4.4s would be fine. Yeah,
I just said he's not a 4.4 burner. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. He shows flashes of being pretty quick, so I don't know. I'm interested to see how he tests.
Yeah, I think his agility drills and adjusted for his height are going to be really good. We'll see what his vertical is, but yeah, we'll see. Well, we say we'll see the testing on these guys, but I don't even know if the top
we might not. Yeah,
even test. So I have to rely on pro days.
Nice. Anywhere you'd like to see him go, guys, or anywhere you maybe want to see him avoid, especially if you think he's a top 10 NFL draft pick, Chad?
Chad, would you like to see him on the Giants?
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind seeing him on the Giants. I'd rather have Tate just because of the injury history and because Tate is a much better blocker. It might sound rudimentary, but when you have Malik Neighbors on the other side, you need somebody that can do a little bit extra. But Jordyn Tyson, I think he's going to be fine wherever he ends up. I would really, really, really like Kansas City. And it's so easy to say that about so many different players, but I think he's a perfect fit for that kind of offense. Which is why I think he would be good in New York as well, because they're going to run a similar offense to Kansas City. Other than that, maybe Tennessee. I like another guy more for New Orleans, so I probably wouldn't go there. But that's kind of the teams that I like personally.
Okay.
Who do you like more for New Orleans?
For New Orleans, I like Tate a lot.
Yeah, that's a perfect compliment to Olave.
Yeah,
I agree.
So nice.
That's like my favorite. That's my favorite fit for Tate if he can make it down that far.
Yeah, we need other positions in this draft to improve for that to be likely, I think.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or I think it's interesting though, because I've heard multiple kind of NFL insider guys say that the league is really split three ways on these three guys. Like some guys see, and maybe Mekhi Lemon a little bit less than the other two, but it seems like you ask a GM and it could be any one of those three guys that they throw out there as the best wide receiver in the class. So they're pretty tight. So we don't know how this draft is going to shake up. I think it just depends on these specific teams and who they like and who they think fits their scheme. So somebody's going to have to fall, right to, the 10 range, the double digit range, or just outside of it, 11, 12, 13. It's I don't think it's a lock to be, any one person.
Gotcha. Guys, got anything else?
When you throw Sadiq in there as well, if a team is looking for a pass catcher, just a weapon.
Yeah, if he goes that high, that I will be shocked by.
Well, we had our prospect profile last week, and I thought he was going to be more later first. Austin thinks he's going to be high first in that range. Like
I said, top 15.
Yeah. I could definitely see scenes. If he goes top 10, I'll be. Yeah, that'll be surprising to me. I like him, but top 10 seems kind of nuts. But I mean, if you need it, you need it, right?
Yeah. Well, with the lack of experience, it's kind of, or the lack of production, I guess, is really what it is. And experience. I mean, he's only 20 years old.
Some people think he's not even the best tight end on his team. So.
Yeah, but that guy didn't declare.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Anything else with Jordyn Tyson, gents?
Mike's like, shut up, guys.
For the third time. Talking about other players.
Say, well, that's it, guys.
All right. Well, that is it, guys. That's our 2026 rookie prospect profile. Next week, we're going to do Mekhi Lemon. So,
ladies and gentlemen,
nice.
Welcome to the front office. The lights are low, the boards are lit, and the Dynasty clock is ticking. From the heart of the startup draft to the championship throne, one crew rules the long game. Give it up for the undisputed architects of empire, Dynasty Front!